Hey guys, this is the part 2 of my Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League rewrite. Let's go. It turned out that Oracle was the only one not missing. Bruce, Spoiler, Batgirl, Tim, Alfred, along with Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, were all missing. Damn it. Damien groaned as he noticed that his sword was missing. He injected himself with a painkiller to stop the pain of his broken bones. He told King Shark to carry Azrael on the way to the Batcave. Damien called the Robin Mobile for Azrael, which carried him to the Batcave, because King Shark was reluctant. We should also go to the Batcave to get Father's contingencies for the League. Suddenly, John Constantine teleported there, panting. Where the hell have you been, Johnny? Harley asks him. John holds up his hand and says in a minute, Bruce sent me to find out where exactly the League is. It was in space, but now it's in Metropolis. What is in Metropolis? Damien asks. The spaceship. The Skull spaceship. Brainiac's spaceship, John says. Boomerang swears, saying something about him being jinxed. John teleports us to the Batcave and we grab the contingencies. Hold on, where's Green Arrow? Captain Boomerang asks, displaying his attention span. He was with Batman. He got kidnapped apparently. Or arrow napped, whatever. We hear the roar of a motorcycle as we see Oliver drive through an entrance. He's here, guys. We need to run, he says. He who? Dick asks. John Stewart bursts in through the same entrance. Intruder detected, the Bat computer says, and starts shooting missiles. Green Lantern's suit has purple cracks all over it. He's mind controlled, Damien says. A real son of the world's greatest detective, aren't ya? Don't worry. Brainiac just helped us realize that he's superior to all beings your father. To all beings. Your father is realizing the same thing right now, Green Lantern says. I tried. Doesn't work for us. A new yet familiar voice says. A sleek armored red car enters the cave and then it's pure chaos. Missiles, lasers, non lethal rounds, bombs all explode on Green Lantern as Red Hood bursts in. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was a nightmare, Jason says, and jumps in the Batplane, telling everyone to join him. We've got 34 seconds. Dick, John, Damien, and the squad jump into the plane, but Green Lantern breaks free. So John teleports the plane a few miles away from Metropolis and passes out due to the exertion. Where have you been for the last 6 years? Dick asks him. Jason chuckles. Depends, cause yesterday morning I was in Antarctica and last night in Pizza Hut. He explains. Wow, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that now you're here. You're here, Dick says, smiling, with his bleeding lip. The alarms blare in the bat plane as dozens of Brainiac's drones fly down to attack us. We then get a first look at Brainiac's ship. It's way bigger than it is in the game. We defeat Brainiac's drones, but the bat plane then crashes due to losing three of its engines out of four. We crash in the river, and a voice booms, You dare? You dare to fill the river with your filth? Aquaman yells, jumping out of the water. King Shark was given Aquaman's contingency, which was fear gas that caused Aquaman to become hydrophobic, that is, afraid of water, meaning he wouldn't last long in a fight. We need to get Aquaman as far away from water as possible, Damien says. Deadshot shoots him in the shoulder and starts to run. Captain Boomerang comes there in an ice cream truck, shouting insults at Aquaman. Aquaman has blonde hair, golden beard, purple and black eyes. He throws his trident. Just as Harkness jumps out of the van, the trident blows the van up, impaling it. Just as Boomerang attempts to pick the trident up, it flies to Aquaman, who's flying in the sky with his own personal water tornado. We have a Clayface type of fight, from Arkham City, except for the fact that King Shark replaces the bombs and the clay is water. We managed to load Aquaman with enough fear toxin that he is now tired and can't touch water. We'll keep him, Amanda Waller says from behind, as many Argus soldiers haul an unconscious Aquaman on a chopper. Argus HQ is underground. You may join us for refreshments, Amanda says. Why the hell's she being so nice? Captain Boomerang asks. Something something's definitely up, Deadshot says. We follow Waller follow Waller down the entrance, which is a hole in the ground opened by a series of numbers on a tablet. We go to the medical bay and get ourselves patched up. We then go to the bar where everyone orders a coffee. Just as we touch our cups, a laser shield surrounds the bar. What the hell? Jason yells. Dick throws his charisma sticks at the shield, but nothing happens, and they get their energy absorbed by the shield. I can't let you save the world again. It's mine now, Waller's voice says on the speakers. We can hear the Suicide Squad screaming as they're electrocuted. We switch to Tim Drake, or Robin, who has escaped from Brainiac's minions and is on the roof, or the head of the skull. We jump down and glide. It's the highest point from which we've glided in the Arkham games. We, uh, we can see the uncaptured one's body signals just a few yards below us. We glide onto the trapdoor but can't get down. We go to a vantage point and map out the air currents. We notice the air below the trapdoor and realize it's a trapdoor. Robin leaps beside the trapdoor and uses the security footage to figure out Waller's passcode. But if we take more than 2 minutes, Robin uses explosive gel and explosive batarangs to open the trapdoor. Just as it opens, a few dozen guards rush out using the elevator. Tim uses his cloaking tech and goes invisible. We can fight the guards, but we get 1 minute being invisible for the first time, so we can just go down the hole. After doing a couple of small missions, we find the others trapped in the laser shield. Tim says on the comms, John, have you tried teleporting out? What the? Is that you, Robin? John exclaims. The guard turns towards the shield, so Tim glide kicks him into the shield, electrocuting him. Nightwing, grab your Christmas sticks and stick them through the shield, Tim orders. Tried that, but they just got depowered. Finally, finally finishing his coffee, do it again, Tim says, and Dick complies. The sticks start glowing again. Keep them there, says Tim, accessing the Brother Eye satellite to connect to Dick's sticks. Suddenly, the lights start to flicker as the lights absorb all the energy and glow red. We're gonna need that, says Jason, laughing. We need to rescue the squad and then get to LexCorp, Dick says. We find the squads holding cells, but we need Waller's ID. We get that after knocking Waller out. Jason uses the card and the cells open. Why'd you save us? Deadshot asks. Everyone ignores him, but Dick turns and says, 'Cause that's what heroes do. Not kill, but save. We get out of the Argus compound to hear Waller groaning on the comms. The nanite bombs disable will be available only for a few more hours. One, actually. We need to get to LexCorp, Nightwing says. You go, but we need to re-establish communications so that we can help the trapped metropolitans, Damien says. Tim, Boomerang and I, Damien announces. Boomerang is intimidated by the kid, but has no choice. I also called the Robin Mobile while we were in the jail. Should be. Damien is cut off by the roar of the Robin Mobile. Tim sits in the driver's seat and Damien in the passenger seat, while Boomerang sits in the back. We roar away, but we have to fight a horde of Brainiac's tanks. Where's Batman? Tim asks Damien. Uh, Damien realizes that Tim doesn't know. He got bat-napped by Brainiac, Boomerang yells. An uncomfortable silence fills the car. We've arrived, Tim says, his voice breaking. We get in the communications tower of Metropolis. We find it surrounded by strange devices as Cyborg appears on the screen, his red eye purple, and the tower explodes. Meanwhile, the others get into LexCorp, and we find Lex Luthor in the office, in his chair. There's a slight problem. He's dead, and he has a guest in a red suit reading the newspaper. The Flash, his suit exactly like it was in the game, says, "Finally, you're here." He says some insults and some villain stuff. He speed blitzes and punches Jason in the head, cracking his helmet, then punches Dick, cracking his arm. He does the same to the rest of them and throws them out the window. The squad is picked up by King Shark in his jetpack while John makes Dick, Jason, and himself float. "Boomerang, we need you. Where the hell are you?" Deadshot yells on her comms, as Boomerang is the one who has the Flash's contingency plan. Meanwhile, the communications team has successfully grappled their way onto a nearby roof. Hundreds of robots fly out of nowhere onto the rooftop. Unfortunately, it's Deadshot who has the cyborg contingency. "What?" Boomerang yells, hearing Deadshot's message. "We'll rendezvous near a Superman statue," Damian yells. We call the Robin Mobile and jump onto the car with the 100 robots following us. Fortunately for the other team, the Flash is dizzy and the mind control isn't so great. So it's like a bad Bluetooth connection. So we get to Superman's statue quite fast. The Robin Mobile is being swarmed by robots. So Nightwing slams both his charisma sticks into one's head. Red electricity tendrils flow through every robot since they're touching each other. Now is when the Flash boss fight happens, except that we also play as Dick, Jason, Damian, Tim, and John Constantine as well. Flash is suddenly reverting to Barry Allen form instead of pure Flash, but it's just for 1 or 2 seconds. It's the Speed Force trying to break through, Tim says. Due to Boomerang's anti-speed force tech from Batman, the lightning rod, the Flash is getting slower. Boomerang is about to use his boomerang to impale slash stab the Flash, but Dick yells, "No!" Everyone freezes for a second. "We do not kill," Dick says again, and throws a bird rang, knocking the boomerang out of Harkness's hand. That's when a plasma blast shoots the Flash, knocking him out. Target will be eliminated within 4 minutes. The robotic voice of a giant cyborg, 12 feet tall, says, "Boomerang, use your speed shoes to get the Flash to Argus. It's the nearest medical center in this city," Jason yells. He then turns on Cyborg and starts shooting with a machine gun. "Deadshot, do it." We then play as Deadshot. We have to shoot Cyborg with 5 bullets. We have only 7. The bullets are virus injectors. Every time we shoot Cyborg, one of his systems, uh, stop working. Every time we shoot him, he starts flying and overcharges his attacks. The principle is of the Cloudburst tank boss fight from Batman Arkham Knight. We succeed in taking Cyborg out. Until his mind control is removed, he'll be unconscious, Tim says. Waller kind of apologizes on the comms for her earlier rash decisions and pleads us to bring Cyborg back to the compound because she realizes that she's powerless. We comply. Waller then notices that communications are back online. "Thank you," Aquaman says to us, sipping some tea. "We need to go get Diana. She's our muscle aside from Superman. But we won't be able to find Superman." "I'll help. But where is she?" he says. "No worries," Damien says, smiling. He shows Arthur a map of Metropolis and a marker indicating Wonder Woman. We get there to find her attempting to crush a citizen of Metropolis, asking him where the other men are hiding. "Harley, be ready," Dick says. Aquaman flexes his hand and throws his trident. Harley readies the Wonder Woman contingency. The trident pins Diana to the pillar, and then the guy runs away as Wonder Woman breaks free and engages in a fierce combat with Aquaman. We have to punch a series of buttons to fight her. Unfortunately, Aquaman is fighting mercifully, and is holding back, but Wonder Woman is being ruthless. We get to play as Aquaman. We can manipulate the water around us, but we have just water basins around us, so it doesn't have much effect. Wonder Woman takes the fight to the skies, dragging Aquaman there. She can summon lightning bolts, being the daughter of Zeus. She summons one with 1 billion kilojoules of electricity, knocking Aquaman out and making him fall to the ground. Diana summons another bolt, a sure killing blow for the king of Atlantis. But this time it doesn't come. Aquaman falls in the bay. Wonder Woman looks up to see a blue symbol of lightning, and then a fist to her face. Always wanted to do that. Wonder Woman crashes to the ground. Shazam reveals himself to the group. Brainiac, my lord, he's here, Wonder Woman yells on her comms. A volley of purple blasts come out of Brainiac's ship, which make it impossible for Billy to dodge them. They surround him and form a shield around him. Black and purple energy flow into his mouth, his ears. He falls down to the ground. Wonder Woman gets up and starts fighting. We have to dodge her lasso, ground pounds, and bangle blasts. We get a cutscene where Diana collapses a building on the group. But it's an illusion, and that makes Diana vulnerable. We get 6 seconds of continuous gunfire and knock her out. But suddenly there's a blast of lightning and a mind controlled flies towards the group. Dick dodges all his attacks. Then he smiles, even though they don't have Eternium, Shazam's kryptonite. He takes out a small device, which in a loud voice says, Shazam! In Billy's voice. It's a recording of Billy Batson's voice. Lightning strikes Shazam, transforming him into his 10-year-old boy form. But Billy doesn't have purple eyes. Don't say the magic word, Dick says, smirking. Tim adds on, Shazam is being mind controlled by Brainiac, but you're not. Okay, Billy Batson says, groaning. We get Wonder Woman to Argus headquarters, where Waller is acting suspicious for some reason. She tells us to go rescue some civilians or something. We go out, and within 2 minutes, we see a huge missile, a nuclear missile, heading for Brainiac ship. Thank you, Task Force X, and you other heroes. You will be remembered for sacrificing yourself. Waller's intercom is cut off by a green projectile intercepting the missile and sending it to space. Green Lantern sees us and flies towards us. We use smoke bomb to disappear. Thankfully, we all have Yellow Lantern tech thanks to Batman's contingency for Green Lantern. We use explosives and traps to take the Green Lantern out. Jason is the one who takes him down, ultimately. We keep him in the bat plane and break into Argus. We have to do half a dozen stuff. We lock Waller and the other agents in their own cells. Perfect. We inject Green Lantern with the same fluid, mm, with the mind control antidote, and he wakes up. Aquaman, healed by the water in the bay, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Oracle all get up. Oracle sits in the bat plane and resumes her role on the bat computer. She announces that she has a plan. However, she is interrupted by the lasers melting down the door of the bat plane and Superman walking in. The red kryptonite grenades are right next to Deadshot, and he throws one. Explode, but Superman is unfazed. He smiles. That's where the boomerang slash shark Superman joke happens, meaning that Boomerang throws a boomerang at Superman and then blames King Shark for it. That's my favorite scene in the entire game. Dick uses his rep kryptonite lined Christmas sticks on Superman, while Jason and the squad shoot him with cold kryptonite bullets. We then get Superman's boss battle, in which ultimately Damian takes him out using his kryptonite lined gloves. Yeah, he punches him repeatedly. Damian then gets an arrow in his thigh and yells in pain. He uses detective mode to see that two people, definitely Green Arrow and Red Arrow, are shooting from the top of Brainiac's ship, which is basically a kilometer away. We hide in the Batplane as Tim Drake. We go to the top of Brainiac's ship in a scarecrow from Arkham Asylum type boss battle, and use silent takedowns and camouflage mode to take them down. Takes out a syringe and injects the archers with it. The purple veins disappear and they wake up. Superman has also been cured. Finally, except Batman, the Justice League was united. Oliver convulsed. Brainiac said that he'd use a different strain of mind control on Batman, so the antidote won't work on him. That is the message that he gave me for you. He knew that you'd free me. Superman groans. We can get him, Oliver says, trying to lighten the mood. Superman looks at him, his eyes serious. If we get to Brainiac first, maybe we can stop him, Wonder Woman says. The Flash nods. I'll blow a hole, says Superman. He freezes a portion of the ship and slams into it, breaking apart, making an entrance. Making an entrance. Signal, Spoiler, Batgirl, all attack them, but they get injected by Damien alone. We tell them what happened and continue on our way. The entrance is over there, Oliver says, and Roy nods. Everyone readies themselves as the automatic door opens. Brainiac is sitting on a throne that's too high for anyone to reach except for the flying guys like Superman. Brainiac lightly chuckles as the Flash freezes, having stepped on a freeze mine. Everyone, even the Justice League, gasp as a purple-eyed Batman jumps onto the ground. He smiles slightly, meaning he smirks. The Flash passes out because his weakness is ice. Just as Aquaman and Wonder Woman lunge at him, he sends out a puff of fear toxin, rendering them both useless. We then get a choice to play as either Batman or the Justice League and the Suicide Squad. If we play as Batman, everything turns out the same, just that we see it from our own perspective. Bruce then stops the fear toxin that he's been making everyone breathe to reveal his true form. He's in a custom made suit, the Justice League Buster, except it's smaller and slicker than in the comics. Cyborg is about to send a plasma blast at Batman's new suit, but it doesn't even leave a mark. Bruce presses a button on his utility belt, electrocuting Cyborg, Signal, Spoiler, and Batgirl. We then engage in a full on battle, like Deathstroke and Ra's al Ghul style, with the Suicide Squad trying to shoot Batman at every opportunity. We have to press intense button combinations to counter Batman as Nightwing and the rest of the Bat family. But in the end, it's just John Constantine, Red Hood, and Dick Grayson left. Batman defeats them, but we get a couple of emotional quotes from them. For example, Dick says, Bruce, please, you're the best man I know. You've never killed, and emotional, sappy stuff like that. And then finish them, says Brainiac. Batman is about to punch Nightwing, but Batman's eyes start to change and revert to a normal color. The purple veins disappear, and Batman says, Go to hell. Bruce says, and detonates the explosive gel he'd placed on Brainiac's chair before he even knew. Brainiac falls to the floor. We get a unique boss fight, the best one in all the Arkham games, even better than the Mr. Freeze one. Incorporating all the best elements of all the Arkham games, we have to use every gadget we have. In the end, Brainiac is clutching nothing but a gun. His suit has been ripped off, just like Batman's. Batman is now wearing his normal suit. He has a blaster, and he aims it at Damien's head, near the crashed ship. Batman jumps in between, taking the blow to his chest. It blows a hole through his suit, but Bruce keeps on fighting. We punch Brainiac for about a minute, shoot him with a uh, repaired Batmobile, and break most of the bones in his body. We're about to kill him, but Harley rushes forward, telling him not to kill. He taught her that. Bruce then collapses and asks, Did I do good? Dick says, You did great. Bruce then passes away, and that is how the Batman died, according to all the fans and Gothamites. Thank you, Kevin Conroy, for being our Batman. Thank you, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe.